Sorry, folks. Kind of had a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't adjust correctly. Oop. Adjust correctly. Oop. Mute my own stream. Okay. So. Good evening, folks. So. There we go. Oop. All right. Yeah, that is correct. I had a whole bunch of stuff that I kind of left the last minute, like turning on all my lights. So, apologies for. All right, hold on a second. I just realized I am still wearing an inappropriately colored shirt, so hold on. That should be better. Okay. So, back over to the game. And so they put out another update since the last time we kicked this off. This isn't that sort of space game, thankfully. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I am going to ask that you pardon some graphical glitches. I did push a little bit and installed some mods that said they weren't quite compatible yet, but I did it for the graphics, so. So we're gonna, you know what, we're gonna stick with the sandbox. You know what, and you know what? Let's see, do I have my flag? I'll stick with the retro flag if nothing else. No, I must not have kept that around. All right. Well, if you do remember, in the old series, engineering wore red. Scotty always wore red, so red shirts are not 100% dangerous in the old series, despite what the stories go. All right. So the new feature for version 1.6 of this game. Got it. Thanks. Is that when you stick engines on something, let's just grab a basic engine here. Solid rocket booster will do fine. It gives you a total delta V amount. So we now have a much more simplified way of telling if our ship will be able to get into orbit or not, if you know what the values are for getting various places. All right, so we're going to need reaction control wheels on this because this is our simulated general launch vehicle. And our ship description is going to be goal 100-ton orbital capacity. And so we need, what is it under science? I'm trying to remember where they hide the, no, it must be under utility. Let's see. Mass, 4 tons, okay. So, mass, 1 ton, so that's even worse. I'm trying to remember where, yeah, I bet it's in fuel tanks, because it is technically a tank. Okay, here we go, large holding tank. So we want, all right, so we empty this out, we're at 2,000. So we want, for 100 tons, 102.7. Actually, that'll work. We'll say that we're aiming for a 60-ton capacity. All right. Oh, you do not ask those sorts of questions. There are answers you do not want to hear. Okay. Wrong sort of adapter. Hate that this doesn't show me, well, what size things are. All right. It's going the wrong way. It's going to be under aerodynamics because it's so large you can't stick fuel in it. Our structural? Go adapters in here. So all right. That back. That away. Aha, there we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, I don't think I get who he is for that. That's still not the right size for. I need another. I need another adapter. Okay. There we go. Now we're the right size for this. There, we'll just stick with this size. All right. find out how big of an engine can I stick on this. All right. So 2,000 or just shy of 2,000 meters per second is decent, but we can do better. So we're going to go with coupling. Want our side coupling. Go with 3 of them here. So actually, let's go to aerodynamics and let's see what we have for nose cone adapter. Aha, there we go. All right, go back to the aerodynamics for the slanted cone. Then we'll go with flush. Not quite perfectly flush, but that's close. No, I don't believe I played Metopia. Alright. Find the big engines. So now our first stage is plus... Well, actually, our first stage is minus a little bit of delta V. So, correct that by asparagus staging. So now we are back to what we started with on the 0th stage, but we got plus 600. Do this again and feed the other 3 into the first 3. So we need to create our... That's the right order. Okay. That's a little bit wonky. There we go. So we definitely hit point of diminishing returns there. This is just a rocket simulator. I think point is kind of a bad way to describe it. You know, it's play with rockets. It's like asking, what's the point of Lego? Okay. So that's about 800. That's gonna get us not quite into orbit. So... let's try coupling. Oh, actually, I really should have put the solid fuel booster on there first. Ooh, big boy. Um, there we go. That's more like what I was looking for. Stop reordering my engines. All right, so it actually looks like that might be close to what we want. All right, 300, 580, 11. Yeah, that's going to be just enough to get into orbit. So, journal launch vehicle, 60 tons orbital capacity, barely. Keep it under 45 tons. So, we reduce this to 50 tons. 300, 200, 700, 2,000. Yeah. That's going to be a lot more sustainable of a launch vehicle. So, save this. Let's see. Put in the little adapter, bring things down a bit. We want docking port. Actually, you know what? Do the docking port properly. Hub. And wrong docking port. Oops. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go back to structural because we don't actually intend this to down. We have utility. Give our astronauts somewhere to stay while they're on the space station and stick a cupola at the top so they have a nice view too. Alright. And now this is now a station 4. Let's see. We want to Electrical, we need to stick some panels on this vehicle. And then we'll make that action group 1. So that while it's in orbit, it can get some power. I have actually played Super Mario Galaxy 2. Okay, something going on funny with my screen over here. Ah, that's the problem. All right. Come on, there we go. All right. So, I think we can get this into orbit. Let's make sure all the engines fire off at once. We drop all of those. Going to drop... Okay. Yeah, it looks like everything is in order. Let's find out. Oh, this is probably going to be empty. Because the first thing I put on was the unmanned probe 4. Yeah. No pilot, and we got some stability issues. All right. So, actually, there we go. Let's go ahead and stick a pilot on here. Save that. Stop. You need to be at the bottom. Good, that's the right order. Save. Alright, next. Structural. Get out the space tape. And put struts on everything. Okay, that's better. I've definitely done quite a bit of the spirit mode in Super Smash Ultimate. Not There's not a huge number of the spirits that I am worried about trying to collect, so there's probably 3/4 of them that I haven't even seen. Well, no, it's probably about half at this point because World of Light. I played through all of World of Light. By which I mean I got the best ending for World of Light, not necessarily got all of the spirits. Alright, now we should be good to launch. Okay. And we do not lift off the pad. That could be a problem. So I got the right amount of delta V, but I don't have enough impulse, enough thrust to get off the pad. All right. We didn't limit thrust on anything, so we're just overweight. Yeah, thrust to weight ratio is 0.7. That needs to stay above 1. So I definitely have goofed this up. So we're going to go open and where was the general launch vehicle? Actually, you know what? We're going to say delete my autosave. Come down to station core. Oop, nope. So we're going to go to the general launch vehicle, load that. I'm going to go back to open, come down to the station core, delete that. This is a failure of a vehicle. All right. So first things first, I suppose, is getting our simulant weight back. There was... here it is. The total vehicle should now weigh 60.5. All right, that's as close as we're going to get to 60 tons on the nose. All right. So, take all this off. We have a thrust weight ratio of 0.5. So, ooh. All right. Engine on that. See what our thrust to weight ratio is. 0.8. Actually, in vacuum, that does so much better. So that's definitely a vacuum-rated engine. We will leave that for our last stage. Okay. So we're going to do this at an altitude of 50 kilometers and see if that... Yeah, that gives our thrust to weight ratio above 0. Okay. Well, actually, let's... Whoop. Okay, yeah, so at 50 kilometers, this is 2,000 meters per second. That's good. We're then going to want to go adapter structural. Was it? Or was it aerodynamics? Or was it... It must have been a fuel tank. They hide these things. I will never find them. There we go. That's going to give us the right sizes. And now we need engines at the bottom. Apparently too large. Oops. That's... That's... Oh. Oh, because I need to, run a coupler. Oh, wrong size. Just by a little bit. There we go. And... yeah, that should be correct. Engines. Actually, no, that's the one that's... hits at sea level. There we go. Did that... Yeah, that actually lowered my speed. Wow. Alright. That's... There we go. So that's 3,200 already. So now we just need to get side rocket attached over here. And actually, just do 2 this time. Fuel tanks. Let's even slim it down further. Oh, actually, no. We'll stay where we were. Alright. Rosalina is most definitely not weak in Smash. Alright. Now we need our offset adapters. And engine. Let's see. And where's my fuel line? Go. We've got 2016, 1700. Okay. So let's do the next sensible thing. Oh, nope, that's not the same. So yeah, there we go. That'll get us into orbit as long as rest to weight ratio 1.8, 1.3, and yeah, you're not configured for space. Okay, so we're gonna take these engines first of all, and limit our thrust down till you tell me the thrust to weight ratio. 1. There we go. So it's about 75%. Yeah. %77% will do it. Now these engines, we're now going to limit as well. We want our thrust to weight ratio to be about 1.1 maybe, if we can get that low. No, we can't, so we'll just stick with that. All right. Actually, we'll turn the gimbal off for those. I'm not going to worry about the adjusting of the thrust to weight ratio up there. So you're going to be 2,000. Oops. All right. $2,800. So yeah, this is plenty of rocket for a launch vehicle. 60 tons orbital capacity. Try to keep it under 45. So we're going to save this. Now that we have this done, we have actually, we're going to go back to electrical. We're going to stick our photovoltaic cells on here while I'm thinking about it. Save. And do a test launch with the dummy load. Oh, I'd say have fun as well, cat food, but yeah, there's no fun to be had on a graveyard shift. So good thing we did that to strut up our structural. There it is. Spaceship. Oh, and I forgot to asparagus this sucker. All right, which of these are going first? 400, 400, 2,000. Yeah, save. Um, go. Save. Launch. So this should be able to get it into orbit with ease. Of course, because it has such a low thrust to weight ratio, it barely lifts off the pad. And actually, we want to swing the other way for, there we go, for a gravity turn. All right, we're about to run out our first two fuel tanks, so separate. And I'm probably going to have to add separatrons to get those to angle away from the rest of the rocket. Well, I didn't double check my thrust to weight ratio on every stage. Oh well. I know that this is going to be improving up until we drop the big engine stack. All right, drop the next two. Those at least fell away nicely. Starting to get above the cloud cover. And I actually can efficiently drop that into there. We'll correct that in the vehicle bay once we get back. All right, now we're really starting to take off surface velocity. I guess our thrust to weight ratio is getting better. Yeah, it's starting to creep up from the 1 point nothing. So we're going to whoa, carefully nose over. right. Take a look at our map view. 3, so we're still not quite gravity turned correctly. But I'll make some adjustments when we get back to the vehicle bay to correct all of this. That's why we do the test launch. All right, now it's switched over to orbit, so let's take a look at where our apoapsis is. Yep, that's fine. We're going to switch to pointing prograde. So that just means pushes it as fast as possible. I'm going to push that up to about, I guess 68 before it gives out. All right. Boy, did that stabilize real nicely. All right. So now we're going to manual stability and point at the horizon. This should get us all the way up into orbit. Turn our throttle down. Let our apoapsis catch up to us. How far down do I? Okay, there we go. And then we will extend our solar panels. Now that we're out of the atmosphere, we got to node those, so you have to do it manually. Turn the engine off for a few seconds. So what we can do is turn it on at a higher burn rate, closer to apoapse. A couple of attempts and failures at creating an orbital launch vehicle. I'm doing my actual proper test launch at this point, and it looks like I will be able to get this into a good stable orbit every time. Yeah, there we go. Periaps coming up, and yeah, 80K orbit without any problems. Plenty of fuel left. So, go back to the vehicle assembly bay. Right. Come up to here. Whoop. Action group. Toggle panel group 1. All right. Let's see. We can drop this down to here. And we need to come in and get... Oh, I didn't fail that time. I actually got up into orbit, but there were a couple of things that my test flight revealed I had forgotten to set up correctly. so we're coming back into the hangar. Correct. Oh, come on. There we go. And go. All right, so we're going to take this. Want to drop you... actually, we'll go with a 25% thrust limit. Actually, no, 100% thrust limit, but cut the fuel way down. Same thing over here. 2.4 should be fine. All right. That's going to make sure we don't slam into the boosters of our own as we take... Oh, yes. And then we need to come up and do aerodynamics. Fins. All right. That's our general launch vehicle. Yeah, Catfoot had to work. He's on grave shift right now. Yeah, I do know that previous comments don't show up unless you're in the stream at the time. But yeah, Catfoot had to go. He's on graveyard shifts tonight, so had to go to work. And yeah, you missed a little bit of chat about Mario Galaxy and Smash Brothers. All right, so now that we've got our launch vehicle correctly saved, we're going to make this the station core as we launch Unkerbal in crew module with Cupola. So now we have actually I don't think I need those. We've got this, and then it was here. Although I want the couplers. And actually, to be fair, I probably should have grabbed a second one of these right off the bat. Okay. Alright, so that's going to give us variety around there. We'll throw the hitchhiker on there. Science. There we go. Processing lab. You know what? We'll stick that on another module when we send this up. Yes. Yes, it was kind of a battle of waifus. The ladies of Smash, and who is the best. All right. Remember to stick pilot in, save, and we'll go ahead and launch. Okay. I completely goofed that up. All right, so we're going to go back to the vehicle assembly and get those set correctly. Save. Launch. Okay. And we'll tilt this over just a few degrees. First stage, away. There we go, no collision. Nice and beautiful. Oh no, I will be left alone with the kids again. Oops, that was too early. Not by much, but enough to be a hilariously wrong separation. And now we'll lean this over since we're starting the gravity turn portion of this maneuver. Yeah, that'll do. Now we will pitch over to point orbital prograde. Stability assist here. We'll point back up a couple degrees. Nope. Nope. Time to flatten out even more. That's still going up in a nice clip. All right. Down to half throttle. This is a fairly optimal gravity turn now. We're still not hitting 70 kilometers above the surface, which is edge of space, but that's not going to be too much of an issue. Let this zip its way out. There's now our edge of space moment. We'll separate and cut engines till we get fairly close. All right. Five seconds and prograde. So now our periapse is going to shoot up and spin around to where we are. Apoapse, let's get this up to 120. Yeah. We'll warp around over to where that is and do the same thing again. All right. So that's going to get us a nice, fairly circular orbit for this. We're going to go back to the Space Center. Right. Set up another launch vehicle. Take off the next stage. All right, we want this to be Station Science. Bill. Dynamics. No. Structural. Go ahead and stick the science processing lab on here. Clone that on the other end. All right. Save that. Launch. Once again, pitch over a couple of degrees for our gravity assist. Yes, I successfully put the first part of our space station into orbit. So it was time to head back to the center to launch the next portion. Because it's funny, early separation. No, that was actually spot on time. Oops. I'll turn the camera this way and try and actually get a broken separation again. All right. And early separation. All right. And now we can switch over. Yes, the Science Center. All right. And the war of waifus continues. Actually, let this one get up to about I think 60 before I really pitch over. Um, and now we can really, really pitch over. I want to try and get this as flat to the... There we go. Where's my other... Oh, it's way over there. So... Ooh, Oregon Trail. Definitely. They even have an Oregon Trail card game now. You can pick up at Target. It's a Target exclusive. And it's actually not half bad as a card game. Okay. So I want to angle this down somewhat so we don't raise our apoapsis too much. Come on. Yep, and I knew that was going to happen real soon. All right. So now we're going to have to set this as target. Find out When we intersect, how far apart we are going to be. Half a planet away. All right, so we're add an orbit, add an orbit, add an orbit. Oh, not what I wanted to do. That's as close as I dare get these on a high speed. 87 meters relative speed. Whew. Well, it's not necessarily for darkness. We're going to put out our, but as we come around the planet, should provide some coloration on the scene. But yeah, it is mostly very dark in space. So yeah, so the mod here is providing the city lights down on the ground. And once we actually have sunset in space, we'll start to see that the light on our ship doesn't entirely go away. So now we can no longer see the sun, but one side of the ship, well, actually, I think this is all fairly solid. We can pull this up. This is, let's see, crank that up all the way. Yeah, no, not worth it. Anyway, the natural game lighting is a lot worse in my opinion. All right, so we're going to maneuver. Come on. Node in 3 hours. Bird time 2 seconds. So we're going to point toward our maneuver. And then start warping. And that's fastest we are allowed to warp. Our electric charge went to 0 while we were on the dark side of the planet. Is that my mistake? Yeah, I think that is my mistake. Let's go to and say hibernate and warp. There we go. Hey, he returns! So right now we're also in downtime in game. We're waiting for our window for a burn to sync up with the space station that we're assembling in orbit lines up. Unfortunately, I launched as soon as my ship was ready and didn't think to put everything into favorable orbital positions. So yeah, with some strange sort of haze going on. It is still a beautiful blue orb. We'll spin around so we're on the day side of the planet. Oh, while everyone is here, and before I totally forget, while we're just waiting for time to pass, I think it should be fairly obvious, but we will not have a stream next week on Thursday. Certainly, I can understand the need to disconnect rather quickly, especially if you are watching at work. No matter how friendly your workplace environment is for that, and I work in an incredibly friendly environment for this sort of thing. I can watch pretty much whatever I want while I'm at work, but yeah, I can understand needing to disconnect. Yeah, this is probably better watching the orbits than an interplanetary transfer watching orbits, even though we would be waiting about the same amount of time. The question why is there no stream next Thursday? I would think that would be fairly obvious if you figure out what next Thursday is on the calendar. Only for one day. If I'm not allowed to put my stream on holiday for a holiday, then we got some problems. Next Thursday, yes. All right. No, it's understandable either way. No, my birthday is not in February. All right. So, whoa, wow, got that one really good. All right. Target point at intersection, 1 kilometer apart, 90 meters per second relative speed. So, We're gonna round over to here. We're gonna say warp to here. All right. So now target retrograde. You don't even celebrate it as Singles Appreciation Day, cat food? All right. Now we're going to point prograde. Toward the target. Point away from the target. Oops, that's the wrong way. Now we're going to point away from the target. I forgot to put RCS on this ship, so it is handling like a beast. Point retrograde, because that'll let me zero out, hopefully. So I see in chat. All right, so if we come out of map view at this point, we should be pointing. Yes, here we go. At our space station. Unfortunately, I was not smart about. All right, we're going to. There we go. I say control from here. Not that it makes any difference whatsoever. Point at the target. Away from the target. And fairly hot. Set its target. Set its target. Roll from here. Point at the target. There we go. Control from here. That is target. Point at our target. Alright. So going to do stability assist and point a little bit away. Oops, that's not what I wanted at all! So we'll need to correct this. Alright. Take this off. Fuel tank. Alright, none of these are the right size, so... Oh no. That's the right size. Okay. Yep. Repaint those. While I'm thinking about it, we want utility. Duplicate handholds on both sides. Oop. Okay. I look away from chat for 1 minute. 1 minute! And you guys have gotten up to nonsense again. Okay. So I realized I forgot to put proper thrusters for docking on here. So what we'll want to do is set those up. Okay. Let's try this again. So we're going to say launch. This time we're going to go into map view first so we don't spend another 10 minutes waiting for the ships to orbit into position. Did I? I did. All right. So yes. Yes, that is the correct person to blame here. All right. Is it actually structural? Yeah, I guess it is. And actually, what we will do is, while I'm thinking about it, hibernate and warp automatic. Save. Launch. Because you have one account under which 4 people are posting? Alright. Let's try this. Okay, and while we're here and having fun with launch parameters again, early release. And they just fall away. That was not as funny as the other two. And maybe I miscounted? I see a message timed 9:03 and one time stamped 9:04. Oh. Early release is just to be silly. There's no purpose to it. It, in fact, is hindering my launch very slightly, but it's not important. This vehicle is rather overpowered for the orbit I am trying to get it into. All right, and actually, go ahead and say we're going to quick save at this point. So I'm trying to be sneaky about getting my orbit to line up. We're going to try the launch directly into target orbit height. See how far apart our intercepts are. Oh yeah. There we go. All right. Point toward that maneuver node. Actually, you know what? We'll just early separate here. Ah. That is why I quick saved. Yes indeed. Okay. Now we can jump back a couple minutes. I have to go through the whole launch procedure again. Now that we're in the fringes of the atmosphere, go ahead and deploy our solar panels. Don't run out of power again. Hopefully. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, that's definitely the wrong way. Point to the maneuver. All right. close enough. Okay. Let's see. Intersect 1, 75 kilometers apart. That's not bad. Try to maneuver here. That's definitely. Ooh. Right. Oop. Closer. $10 kilometers. 10 kilometers. 8, 6, 5, 4, 2. Let's stop at the 1 again. Okay, so it's gonna get me. I have seen a number of messages pop up that I should have probably have gotten. Yeah. But I am unfortunately attention away from chat mostly right now. All right, so we're gonna point ship toward our maneuver node. Make sure map mode. Okay, yeah, I've got my solar panels deployed. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Oh well, we'll fire up the thrusters anyway. Yeah, what messages are getting through? I just can't pay attention to all of them right now. Okay. That's doing okay. Let's warp to there. Quick save again. Going to point away from our target. Turn on RCS to turn with some speed now. There we go. And slow down. Actually, we want retrograde. There we go. All right, so look out the window, so to speak. Where is our target? In the dark. No nearby objects to focus, so let's go back to our last quick save. Target. Take a look at this. We are 1.6 apart. Point at the target. 0.3 kilometers apart. That's good. Turn that off. At the target. All right. So, get out of map view because it is no longer useful for docking maneuvers. Should be able to see. Ah, yes. Barely shows up as like a dark smudge. Right here. I think the light's catching it. You can kind of see the ship now. All right. We're going to point retrograde again. It works so much better with the correct thrusters set up on here. Stop that. Okay. Now, let's save. All right. We're going to say control from here. That is target. Point at the target. Switch back. Roll from here. Set as target. Target. I have so much fuel left right now. It is so great. I probably should take some of it out of here for these missions, but all right. We're going to oops. Spin orientation. Yep. Nope, that was the right direction. Ooh! That was way too fast. All right. Try this again. That is target. Control from here. The other station. Control from here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. That is target. Point yourself toward the target. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, deploy the solar panels. No, control from here. I was coming in so hot for the station. I was just going to crash right into the station. So yes, the game calculates mass of fuel. It wouldn't be rocket science if you didn't take into account mass of fuel. Too much fuel is definitely a wasteful thing. All right. Settle down. And now we are going to shut down this engine so we don't accidentally launch ourselves into the station. All right. That's really not doing us any good. Or activate. Ah, no, no, no! I'm going to let it crash so you can see. That is not what I wanted to have happen. I hit the wrong button. Throttle max, and throttle min are side by side. They're Z and X. So it is way too easy for me to make the mistake of control from here. That is target. Point at the target. A more succinct description of the rocket equation I have never seen. Fuel costs fuel, which costs fuel. Unfortunately, the other problem with the rocket equation is engines cost fuel, which costs fuel. So, control from here. Set as target. Third time's the charm. So the real problem right now is I've got so much fuel back here. Yeah, that's actually making this harder because I've got all this weight in the back that I don't want anymore. There's no good way to just burn it off. Go back to here. Roll from here. That is target. Aim. Now the good news is I have all the thrusters I need over here to move that mass around and point it somewhere, but oops. just come in very, very gently here. Very gently, very slowly. Oh, this ship is never getting to Cybertron. No, sir. Let's try and coast in gently. Ah! Tycho? I think that might be misspelled if you're talking about something astronomical. All right, so we're going to 2,000 fuel that I am over. So we're going to we're going to say resume. Point retrograde. Isn't that far off from where we're pointing right now? And deorbit this sucker so that we can launch one that's going to properly get into orbit. We're just going to burn this thing up in the atmosphere and launch one that doesn't have quite so much fuel. I'm going to turn off stability so this just can do whatever it wants to do in the air. Which apparently is point backwards. Let's have some fun spinning this thing up to speed. How fast can we get this spinning? That's a decent spin. All right. And I think our solar panels are about to rip off. I am surprised the solar panels have survived this long. Oh, and we got an overheat warning on the engine. Yeah, no, there we go. Broken by air braking forces. All the way down into the 30-kilometer phase of the atmosphere. We're gonna overheat the engine here for sure, but maybe we can somewhat deorbit this sucker. Yeah, that was a bad idea. The fact that we have one cripplingly small connection point in the middle is just gonna shake this whole thing apart. Wow, it actually deorbited without burning up. The only thing we lost was the solar panels. All right, cut the engines off. Let's let this thing fall as fast as simulation will allow. Of course, we're getting supersonic and smash into the ocean. All right, cannot autosave. Back to the Space Center. All right, and so we're going to take out 2,000 units of fuel from our second to last stage. Go ahead and clean up our general area. It actually looks fairly nice here. Is this sunrise or sunset? I'm not sure. All right. Open science here. You want to take this down? Yep. That's about right. Save. Launch. All right. Check the map. Find out where our station is in relative position to Space Center. Oh. It's actually about the right spot for a launch. That's really lucky. You'll have to watch it on the replay, I suppose. Although I noticed down in the corner, my OBS is telling me I've got 2% dropped frames for the session, so it's possible it was on my end. Or even just partially on my end. Oh. Alright, if both of you missed the fireworks, then that is my machine froze up. This machine is not quite beefy enough to both play and stream Kerbal Space Program with 100% success. And now that we're actually way closer to tight fuel lines, I'm dropping things off as reasonably close to the correct time as I can. Though I did fail to catch one of those in that respect. All right, so we're gonna nose over. Oh, pitch over quite that far. That is definitely a wobbly section. I probably really should have put that in a fairing of some sort. Yep, encore run. Sort of. Kind of. Set as target. No rapids. Still got quite a bit of... $3, $52, $51. Right. Direction, I think. No, that actually was the right direction. Three. There we go. Point toward the maneuver node. And I ran out of electrical power. So I forgot to deploy the solar panels. Launch. I actually kind of like the fact that so much of this game isn't automated, that I actually have to remember to do these things. But it does mean it's a bit of a pain in the neck. Alright. Watch my fuel tick down here over my shoulder. And drop. And drop. What is going on with that? Revert to vehicle assembly. All of that off. Going to do payload. No, that's larger. Build fairing. Now we're going to go structural and struts. Can I connect this to the fairing? No. No, I cannot. I'm just going to have to do it here. That should help hold things in place. Gonna be the last attempt. All right, liquid fuel is out. That is not what I wanted to have happen at all. All right, revert to launch and let's find out what went wrong. We probably want to reserve that for the end. All right. And tanks are dry. Betting that's the station. Being that it's the one bright light in the sky. Either that or Minmus. Can't tell. Oh, dropped the second set of tanks. Not be carrying that extra weight around. Now we're going to set that as target. Go ahead and do the lazy gravity turn. Kind of 0.45 degrees now. Stabilize. Close to the horizon. Stabilize. How's our fuel looking? Okay. Add a maneuver. It's over and then whoop. Wrong way. All right. Ooh. I don't want to get that close. Okay. That'll work. Point to the node. Quick save. Just in case something goes wrong. And actually, I should be able to... Nope, nope. I forgot to deploy my power again. Well, I can now quick save rather than have to go through that whole routine. Point to the maneuver. Whoops, but not too much of an issue. All right. You know what? I'm gonna not take the risk. Point toward the maneuver. Deploy solar panels. Now we'll save. Re-engage SAS. Now that we have power again. Point toward the maneuver. Quick save. All right. Now that we're close enough to angled right, zip toward the maneuver node. Do it this way. 12, 11, 10, 6. There we go. Out of curiosity, did I just leave debris in orbit? I'll have to check somewhere else. Okay. Add a maneuver here. Looking at that. There we go. That's better. Two. One. Oh. Point toward the maneuver node. Use our RCS to get angled correctly. And time accelerate close to the node. All right. And 1.4 kilometers apart. That's going to be great. Come around. Here. All right. So we should be, yeah, we're about a kilometer apart, I think. Space, that's really close. All right, so where's my target? Somewhere off that direction. Not seeing it, but it's too dark for me to see. Is it the bright flickering light there? I can't tell. Ah, we are pointed up close, nice and close. Okay, so that on. Ah, that was not a good approach. All right. Where are we in our positioning? Point toward the target. Which is, here we go. Alright. Quick save. Away from the target. No. Actually, I think we do want to... Oh! Stupid nighttime maneuvers! I am not seeing dropped frames right now. Stream should still be going. Please don't crash. Ugh. Bump. Alright. I give up. I'm having such troubles with this tonight. Although, that is a lot better than it was before for weight of fuel. Let's get you out in the sun. So we have power back. How far are we from the target? Nope. I think that's recoverable. Alright. That is as close as I'm able to get them with this. So, roll from here. Point at the target. Set that as the exact target. Set that as the exact target. Okay. Switch stations. Roll from here. Set as target. Point at the target. Oh, yeah. I want to deploy my power. There we go. Switch stations. That is target. Control from here. Alright. First things first, rotate to put that in line. Alright, aim at the target. Quick save. Ah, no! That is not the key I wanted to press. Roll from here. That is the target. Alright. That is the target. Oh. There we go! Come on! Ah. Alright. Last attempt. Going to quick save here because now we've got everything lined up. Yeah, that is way too hot. All right. Target. 0.8. 0.7. 0.6. 0.5. Come on! Come on, they're touching. They're touching! There we go. Sudden snap tells us that the docking was successful, and we now have our Kerbin in the corner. So, or Kerman. Kerbal, whatever. I'm tired. All right, so we'll call that a success. Decouple node. Swap back to the piece here. Turn sideways a bit. Away from the station. Orbit. Point retrograde. And deorbit. There we go. You are just now catching up. Okay. So, time warp up to the... Oh. Turn all of that off. Time warp turned on so that we can get our Speed on. As soon as we start dropping to below 50 or 45, yeah, there's our atmospheric heating, so I'm going to slow down again. Hopefully not drop too many frames. Military time does not necessarily mean military life, though. My cell phone is set for military time. And we are overheating our engine again. And lost our solar panels. And it looks like we will lose our engine this time because I'm not braking. In fact, it looks like we may just break up an atmosphere. Come on, overheat. Oh, no. No. Oh. We had some debris survive. Wow. I guess this is all like solid steel plate for the fairing mount, so. And we can spin it to a crazy speed. And so the camera decides it does not like that idea. Yeah, the camera ended up upside down. No, that's the sky. We must just be over nothing but water. Yeah, we're out in the middle of nowhere, map-wise. Yep, that is the middle of the Kerbal Pacific Ocean, effectively. Video test. Video test. You know what? I am going to get it so that chat shows up in the other bottom corner for next week. That'll help with some of this. You'll at least know how far behind folks are. All right, so that's weird. I'm not dropping frames right now, so I have no idea what's happened there. That must be on your end of the connection. Anyway. I do believe that that will suffice for tonight. So, going to take the time to recover both of these pieces of debris and double check tracking center. Thank you, got it. Debris. Oh, yep, I got some there. In flight it says on suborbital trajectory. So that's going to come down eventually. Over that. Yeah. That is weird. That definitely has to be If audio is good, video is garbage, that has to be something on your end of the connection. Or at least I'm fairly sure it would be. Okay, we're gonna leave. And